Okay, what you're listening to is the Rockville ISOBOX with an NT1 microphone inside. This is the signature series, no EQ taking place. The signal chain is the Art Gold preamp set to plus 20 decibels. It's going through a compressor as well, and the compressor settings are 4:1 ratio and -10 threshold. The preamp output is set to 12 o'clock and the input is set to 9 o'clock. And we're running at about 3,000 impedance! We're going to do a bit of testing with and without this ISOBOX to tell if it actually does anything. I'm going to open up this front door to see if this door actually makes a difference in the sound. Okay, here's what it sounds like now. And here's what it sounds like now without the pop filter and the little front hatch thing. Now I'm going to take the mic out of this box. I'm going to hold it so you're going to hear some handling noise. You'll supposedly be able to hear the room more. Did I just waste $100? So this is about where it was before. And let's see if we can hear a difference in the sound. We can get a little bit closer to the mic as well. But okay, this should be about where it was. Right here. Let's listen with our ears. Sound test in the box. Sound test out the box. Sound test in the box. So after reviewing the audio, it really doesn't make that much of a difference. Here's what I think they should have done if they wanted to more so isolate the microphone. For one, let me bring this Rockville box back into the scene here. So as you can see inside of here, it looks like it would be, sound deadened to the max. But if you look at the outside of the unit, it's not actually enclosed. All that's here is a sort of steel mesh over top of some not very dense foam. There's not a whole lot going on here. With certain frequencies, you can probably get this metal to resonate. I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually about I'd say a half inch between the mesh here and the foam. So honestly, you might even be adding some frequencies that are displeasing to your ears by using this. The pop filter is replaceable, by the way. But yeah, this entire door, besides the metal thing, it's all plastic. This is not worth $100. I would say this is more maybe like $50 to $60 worth quality-wise. I feel like after maybe a year or two of use, I feel like if you're opening and closing this, these little plastic clips will break, something like that. Maybe the door will fall off because it's on. It looks like it's replaceable, but it's all plastic hardware. There's nothing super robust here. When I went to buy this, the reviews stated that it was an all aluminum enclosure, and that is not true. Those people were fools. The top and bottom caps are just sort of a dense plastic. And the entire front door assembly, besides this metal mesh, is plastic. This is plastic. And plastic is not necessarily bad, right? It's not a bad thing, but it does give you less quality feel in certain instances. But you do have to take into account it's very top heavy, right? I wouldn't want to put this on some kind of a boom arm. The hardware that was included to made it up to a mic stand was not that impressive either. I think this is 100% marketing hype, but we're going to put it back in the box one more time to see if you can hear a clear difference. And we're back in the box for one last time for the final comparison here, just to kind of refresh your ears. It doesn't sound that much different. There is less reverberance. So if you're willing to pay $100 for slightly less reverberance, okay. It does give you a slightly more focused sound that's a little bit easier to work with. But is it $100 worth? And could you spend $100 on maybe a plugin that could help? Maybe even some free AI tools, I don't know. Or just $100 worth of sound treatment for the area that you're recording? I don't know. This is kind of a portable all-in-one solution though. So if you're a mobile recording artist, maybe you're outside, I don't know why you would want to bring this outside to record. Like, why wouldn't you just record inside of a building? But if you had to do something like that, it might be an option for you. So the biggest problem for me using this, when I want to get up close to the unit and actually make full use of the mic, the proximity effect, the frequency response, and not tilting my head to the side like this, right? The biggest issue for me is when I'm singing, sometimes it's a new song for me. And I have to use the lyrics that I've written down. And usually they're on my phone. So I have to like hard glance to the left or the right. Like hard glance. And sometimes it's not clear for me to see the words. So I have to tilt my head. And now you can hear the coloration of the sound. It's different than if you're straight on, right? There's no visibility here. So it literally blocks. You have to know your lyrics. So if you're just writing a song, this is not the thing to do it on. You need to have pretty much open air just so you can see stuff, right? This is more for like final production, like the final take, you use this thing. But it has been a pretty big problem. And I think that's one of the biggest drawbacks besides it looking absolutely ridiculous. But of course, like when you're in a home studio and it's just you in your little home studio, who cares what something looks like if it sounds better, right? If you're gonna look stupid, why not go all the way? Why not have like an extension so you could enclose your whole head and just like you just like pop into this thing with your head and your neck, and then there's like a foam thing around your neck, and your head is isolated right next to the mic. Then you're in an enclosed studio environment, right? Like just dead sound, dead silence, except for you and the mic and whatever's coming out of your mouth. I think this does have some uses though. When I think of a $100 product, this is not the first thing that comes to mind. It looks like it would be more premium than it actually feels. And then when you actually use this stuff, I'll probably continue to use it, but it's really a hard recommendation. The problem with this is even if this was completely enclosed on these three sides, this front still has to be open, at least this much. So you're still hearing this much of the room. You're still hearing the entire room through this opening right here. Otherwise, if I was standing right here, you wouldn't be able to hear me because the sound is still coming through here. No matter what, it's gonna pick up a lot of sound from the room because the diaphragm of the microphone is still right there. And there's an open hole. It's not really an isolation unless it's fully enclosed. So it's a little bit of a misleading statement to call it an isolation box. It's not. There's a big gaping whale hole. Anyway, have a good day. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video. When is that fucking phantom power gonna run out? There we go.
Have you got a second to talk, boy? Yeah. Do you have a boss, boy? How you doing second on the kick rocks, boy? Independence is you can't tell, but I can't find my way home. When I pull up the baby doesn't know me.
Phantom power engaged.